In this problem, we're given the function y equals 10 sine x divided by 7 minus 4 sine x, and we're asked to find dy over dx, which is the derivative. Okay, so since this is a quotient, meaning there is a function on top in the numerator and there's a function on bottom in the denominator, then this is going to use quotient rule, which I wrote out the definition here. It's the derivative of the top times the bottom minus the top times the derivative of the bottom divided by the bottom squared. Now, you've probably heard this before, but if not, a way that you can remember this if you're taking a test is low d high minus high d low over low squared. Low is the bottom function, that's g of x. D high is the derivative of the high function, the numerator. So low d high minus high, that's the top, times d low, which is the derivative of the bottom or the denominator, and then all over low squared, which is the denominator squared. Okay, so let's see what we've got when we start doing this. So dy over dx. So the derivative of the top function, so the derivative of 10 sine x is 10 cosine x. Okay, and then we have times the bottom function, so times 7 minus 4 sine x. Okay, minus, let's see, what do we have? We have the top function, 10 sine x, times the derivative of the bottom function. The derivative of 7 is 0, and the derivative of negative 4 sine x is negative 4 cosine x. Okay, and then that's all divided by the derivative of the denominator, or not the derivative of the denominator squared, excuse me. So that is, let's just write it out twice, 7 minus 4 sine x times 7 minus 4 sine x. I'm writing it out twice there just in case later in the problem it gets reduced. I don't think it will. If not, we'll put it back together. Let's find out. So let's multiply through. We get 7 times the 10 cosine x, that's 70 cosine x. Negative 4 times 10 negative 4 sine x times 10 cosine x is negative 40 sine x cosine x. Okay, here we've got a negative, and there's just single terms inside these parentheses, so this is just going to be one term. So a negative times a negative is a positive, and then we get 40. 10 times 4 is 40. So plus 40 sine x cosine x. And based on what looks like is going to happen, before I write that bottom out, it looks like these are going to cancel out. So I'm going to go ahead and write this 7 minus 4x, or 4 sine x, once and square it instead of writing it out twice, because it doesn't look like anything's going to reduce. So we get 70 cosine x on top, because those two things canceled out, divided by 7 minus 4 sine x squared. And that's it.